You wouldn't drive your car without a secure seatbelt. So why would you ride in an airplane without one? Lap-only seatbelts started disappearing from cars decades ago. After all, they're a 100-year-old technology. So why do we still see them in modern-day aircraft seats?
Seatbelts has many functions and it plays a very important role in terms of aircraft safety. They are particularly used during takeoff and landing or during any unstable turbulence in the air. Lap seat belt attached to its end to its points, it links with two metal components which applies an opposite force to keep the passenger on the seat safely.
Most of the airplane provide less seat belts in the cabin seat for passengers because it's more easy to wear for passengers and also more easy to undo it when an emergency happens. However, the seatbelt lack of the protection of the passenger after boarding park during any impact or turbulence.
Since I'm a frequent flyer, I don't really like the restraint of the seatbelt, so I will usually loosen up the seatbelt for a bit of better relaxation and better comfort. And well, I don't really think that cross-lap seatbelts are user-friendly, since they are non-retractable and it might slide to the knees and provide no protection for the passengers. These cross-lap seatbelts are really uncomfortable, as a huge buckle of the seatbelt sits right in front of your stomach, where we can't really sleep well during the flight. Since many of us as passengers will have a habit of loosening up the seatbelts, then what is the purpose of having a seatbelt on flight?
Being a flight attendant, I see the flaws of the lap seatbelt every day. For children, it's especially dangerous as the lap seatbelts only hold their pelvis down, but during an event of an accident, they're likely to fall up and over and they're unable to adopt the brace position, therefore they'll have major injuries as a result of hitting into the chair in front. For adults, the lap seatbelt will prevent them, the passenger in an event of emergency, from actually flying out of their seat. However, they'll still leave their chest and limbs dangling around and leaves risk for more injury, especially spinal injuries are the main injuries we see during these crash landings and takeoffs. Passengers are very complacent when wearing their seatbelt during flight. They often opt to not wear their seatbelt at all or wear it really loosely, which makes my job to keep them safe a lot harder. We are required to check the cabin prior to takeoff and landing to make sure all passengers are wearing their seatbelts, and a low lap seatbelt is really hard to identify.
Lap-only seatbelts only restrain passengers in their midsections. A crash propels the body forward. The jackknifing over the seatbelts causes serious internal injuries, such as lacerated liver, spleen or bowel, a ruptured bladder, or internal bleeding. For example, during the crash of the Asian airline flight 214 in 2013, some passengers were thrashed about in the planes after impact, causing 3 casualties and nearly 200 injured. Alternatively, the lap and shoulder belt would spreads the forces across a wider area. The FAA says that shoulder belts would reduce major injuries by 88% on planes.
This is why we are proposing the introduction of lap and shoulder seatbelts in airplanes. Not only will these protect the passenger's upper body as well as their midsection, they will be automatically secured through a retractable device. This will prevent passengers from wearing them loosely, as well as removing the need for manual tightening, increasing safety and decreasing effort.
When passengers secure lap belts on airplanes, the bucket block oppression on their stomach and makes them uncomfortable. But for the lap and shoulder belts, it will be bucked down the side, away from their stomach. Also, it supports the passenger's upper body, allowing them to be more comfortable when they sleep. Another feature of the modified belts is retractors. You don't have to manually adjust the length of the belt because it retracts itself. A button on the belt can adjust the strip's length to prevent it from overstretching, keeping it secure. Moreover, small children need other kinds of harnesses instead of only a lap belt, so lap and shoulder belts provide better protection.
In 2009, during a flight leaving Venezuela, a 6-year-old boy died as a result of wearing a lap seatbelt, as his body flew forward, hitting the seat in front and causing severe head injuries, whereas all the adult counterparts remained safe and secure with only minor injuries. This incident would have been completely preventable if the child was wearing a lap and a shoulder restraint to prevent him from leaving his seat in this emergency. All crew wear over-shoulder restraints. However, no passengers do. Why are we putting the safety of our crew before our passengers? Over-shoulder seatbelts are further to protect passengers during emergency situations from injuries such as spinal injuries and other injuries that can occur because their chest isn't fully secured to the seat. As a flight attendant, the over-shoulder seatbelt is easily identifiable to me when I'm doing safety checks. I need to check that all passengers are wearing seatbelts before takeoff and before landing, and because the over-shoulder is so easily seen, I can assure that is happening.
Next time you choose to fly, consider these limitations of the lap-only seatbelt and how they affect your safety and your comfort. We hope to see these modifications introduced into airlines in the near future.